Hello guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I remember my humble self, the Eichmann. Yesterday there was a Southeast Economic and Security Summit that was held in Imo State, where all the prominent men, politicians, traditional leaders, all the prominent men in Southeast came into that summit to aid their view on how Southeast will move forward, which is a very important one. But the thing there now is that we really need to walk the talk, not only talking. Because I know this will not be the first time this kind of thing dey happen. The governors have been having meetings upon meetings. The governors have been having economic meetings, seeking a way to move Southeast forward. But after all those things, wetin we dey see, we are not seeing any result on ground. I think it's high time anytime they reach an agreement on what to do, let them carry it out so that Southeast will be revived again. Because as it stands now, Southeast is going down. Nothing is happening in Southeast, both in economical and also security. In economic and also security, nothing dey happen again in the Southeast. We need to walk the talk, not only talking. After talking, they will cross-carpet everything there and go. Everybody will go on his own business. And there will be no development in the Southeast. Now, as it stands now, people are relocating out from Southeast because of the kind of security issues where they're there. And if you are from Southeast and you still believe that federal government is our wahala, now federal government where they make us, we need to progress, because for your mind you think that the people from the Southeast are not being appointed as some of the offices that is in federal government. Let me really tell you now that the problem of the Southeast is our leaders, not from the federal government. Every month, the same money that government is being paid to other people as their own allocation is being given to all the Southeastern governors. Also, the senators collect their own, and the House of Representatives as well. If you are saying that it's because the federal government are not giving the Southeastern leaders some critical offices at the federal level, let me ask you a question. What happened during Jonathan regime? Do you know that most of the offices at the federal level was given to the Southeastern leaders? What did they use them do? What did they use those offices do? Wetin dem go fit come out and tell us say na this thing wey we bring into Southeast during that time. So that one will tell you that the problem of the Southeast is from our leaders. They really don't want to do anything in that Southeast. But I want us to listen to Pius Anyim in his speech in this summit. There's something he said. He said that those people calling for biafara should have a rethink, but I don't really know what he meant there. But as you are listening to him and watching this video, try to share it, because I'm going to bring more speech from more notable people from the Southeast as I will be downloading them on this page. Keep watching them and share them. I remember my humble self, the Eichmann. We move. Southeast must revive again. Thank you very much, guys.
Well received from a woman. And maybe that's why. Ndibo, where's one? The leader of the Igbo nation, Chief Dr. Emmanuel Iwanya, CFR, and President General of Ohanes and Igbo worldwide. Our dear Chief Host, His Excellency Governor Hope Uzodinma of Imo State. His Excellency Governor Peter Mba of Enugu State. His Excellency Governor Chukwuma Soludo of Anambra State. His Excellency Governor Alex Oti of Abia State. I am informed that my own governor, His Excellency Governor Francis Wivo, is on his way. Your Royal Majesty, Abogidi Nnameka Achebe, Obi of Onitsha, and other royal fathers present. My Lord, most Archbishop Raphael Oboko, and other members of the clergy present. Honorable Minister of State for Labor, Honorable Nkiruka Onyejocha, my own brother and friend, most distinguished Senator Adolphus Wabara, former President of the Senate. Your Excellency, distinguished Senator General, former Governor of Imo State, Ike Nwachukwu, distinguished Senator Ifeanyi Oba, distinguished Senator Uche Kunife, distinguished Senator Ben Obi, and a whole lot of other members of the National Assembly I am not able to identify. Former Governor Hakim of Imo State, and a whole lot of other former governors, former ministers, and former members of the National Assembly present. Heads of security agencies present, Honorable Mrs. Josephine Anene, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, and permit me to stand on all other existing protocols that had been established. I am extremely delighted to welcome all of you to this August summit. This gathering today, to my recollection, is the first of its kind in a long time. What comes close to this kind of gathering, where all Igbo men and women in public and private endeavors are assembled together, was the Ahiajoko lecture series that has not held for a long time now. So let me therefore thank most profoundly our dear governors under the aegis of the Southeast Governors Forum for demonstrating leadership by convening this summit. I would like to thank the leadership of Ohaneze Ndibo under his President General, Chief Dr. Emmanuel Iwanyan, CFR, for supporting this summit and mobilizing our people to attend. I have special thanks for the summit organizing committee headed by our own dear distinguished Senator, Chris Anyim. I thank you all. I congratulate you, ma'am. As we are gathered today, we acknowledge that we as Ndibo, like the rest of Nigeria, are facing very serious security and economic challenges. We are here to show our collective will, our determination and our solidarity in the search for solutions to our challenges. Above all, we are here to send a clear message to our people at home and abroad, and to our fellow Nigerians, that the Igbo nation strives to become more cohesive in order to be more effective in contributing its quota in the search for national consensus on equity, peace, and development. The theme of this summit can never be more apt. Southeast Beyond 2023, time for reset, as it focuses on the security and economic realities on ground. Accordingly, I believe that this summit presents to us a platform for deeper reflection on our situation, and more particularly on what should be our best approaches and attitudes going forward. Let me state upfront that in this summit, we need deeper reflection on how best to pursue our rightful place in the Nigerian Federation. B, we must reconsider our present direction of development, that is, our social and economic priorities and choices. And lastly, we must agree on how to further engage our young brothers and sisters involved with biafara to reconsider the idea, because no wise man Ladies and gentlemen, I am also aware that our able governors have set out in their respective states to address most of the issues we are going to discuss in this summit. For instance, I am aware that in addition to the security initiative in each and every southeast state, His Excellency Governor Chukwuma Soludo just held an Anambra Economic Summit. Governor Peter Mbah of Enugu State just had Economic Roundtable. Governor Hope Uzodinma of Imo State is developing a new economic corridor in Oguta. Governor Francis Nwifuru of Ebonyi State is developing a new industrial and youth enterprise program. And Governor-elect Soti of Abia State is reviving Aba as a new economic corridor. Consequently, this summit is not intended to dish out directives to our governors, but rather to create a platform to share new ideas and understanding on areas of collaborations and integration. In view of the above, I shall therefore only randomly pinpoint a few of my observations which the summit may wish to consider. 1. In the 1960s, the economy of Southeast was rated the fastest growing regional economy in the world due to the pragmatic and planned economic policies of the then Michael Opara administration. At that time, we had not just the rise of industries, but planned industrial corridors, or industrial estates, if you like, all over eastern Nigeria. All the corridors were serviced by the then governments with roads, water, electricity, and so on. Worthy of mention among others are Aba Industrial Estate, Transamadi Industrial Estate, Emene Industrial Estate, Aba Road Industrial Corridor in Omahia, Cashew Plantation, Oil Palm Plantation, and so on. From these industrial estates, we had Golden Guinea breweries, modern ceramics industries, Aba Glass Industries, Nigerian Breweries Industries, PZ Industries, Eagle Cement in Calago, Portland Cement Calabar, Amarako Power Station, the first independent power plant in Nigeria, and so on. But since 1999, that's about 24 years ago, the attention of our governments have shifted. No government in eastern Nigeria has considered it needful to service industrial corridors and attract private sector investors to set up factories in those corridors. The implication of this is the constriction of employment opportunities for our young school leavers whose numbers have multiplied. According to James Baldwin, the most dangerous creation of any society is the man who has nothing to lose. This may be the reason. In the words of Robert Kennedy, every society gives the kind of criminal think our developmental priorities in accordance with the needs of the moment. I make bold to say that policy choices and prioritization are fundamental responsibility of leadership. 2, in the 1970s and 80s, Southeast was known for its special entrepreneurship apprenticeship system. It was one of the most unique and fastest growing of its kind in the world. It is therefore ironic that as this system is beginning to catch global attention for serious study and wider adaptation, it is now under severe stress here at home. The worst of matters, successive governments cared little about the collapse of technical secondary schools, which would have supported our budding entrepreneurs. It is my honest recommendation that we should collectively re-engineer this entrepreneurial system, make it fit for the changing times, and ensure that it remains one of our unique contributions to the new global economic direction. 3, as a young Nigerian leader, I was privileged to learn at the feet of many of our elders. The late Super Permanent Secretary at Large, Ahmed Joda, was one of them. He once told me that the first generation Nigerian universities were planned and built as part of the National Economic Plan. According to him, before any university was built, a 5-year plan was factored into the National Economic Plan to accommodate their graduates. The courses and curricula of those universities were also tailored to areas of national needs. That was why jobs were waiting for the graduates even before they concluded their studies. Today, we do not undertake such rigorous planning to continuously align our educational system with our national or regional needs. This, no doubt, is part of the reason for the unprecedented unemployment with the consequential effect on insecurity in our zone. I call for a rethink. Educational institutions should be an integral part of the socio-economic agenda of our governments. Accordingly, educational institutions should be planned as an economic institution with the aim to solve or set economic goals. 4, I observed that in the 1960s, government officials and elected representatives struggled to make ends meet. But today, the shortest cut to affluence and fame is to have access to government appointments or be elected as an honorable member. This has created an unhealthy competition in the politics of our time, leading to militarization of our political processes and its consequential effect on insecurity. We need a rethink. Elections do not decay hereafter. 5, there is clearly a nexus between the current high level of insecurity in the Southeast and the fact that we must emphasize that the circumstances that led to Biafra agitation in 1967 is not the same as what is happening today. Therefore, we must endeavor to point out the difference in the present agitation. Today, we do not have anything that in any way approximates to the situation in 1967. There is absolutely no consensus on the purpose, content, method, and boundaries of today. I therefore call for a rethink by all those involved in this agitation. In rethinking the Biafran agitation, we need to honestly articulate what have been the outcomes or impact of the agitation so far. For example, in my own opinion, in the last 4 years, every Monday has been declared by some non-state actors as sit-at-home day. The enforcement is estimated at hundreds of lives. 2, life has become very difficult in the Southeast, and almost every successful person in the Southeast is in self-exile. If care is not taken, very soon, none of us will come home, no matter the number of security personnel you carry. 3, social and economic activities have been dislocated, businesses have collapsed, no social activity can any longer safely take place in the zone, and no new businesses are being attracted to the zone. If care is not taken, very soon, every means of livelihood in the zone may dry up. Heavy arms and ammunition have become instruments of political campaigns, resulting in gross voter apathy. If care is not taken, very soon, Southeast will lose national political relevance as votes from Southeast will no longer be of any consequence. Gentlemen, in view of the above, I call for the following actions. We must articulate and put on record the human, material, and social losses occasioned by this insecurity. This data may appeal to the senses of our young men and women who are involved in this agitation and who may have been underestimating the impact and consequences of the carnage. The data may also attract the sympathy of those who are in a position to help us out. 2, we must, as leaders, state very clearly and put on record our common position. We must be bold to identify and put on record our position on the causes and solutions to this insecurity in the Southeast. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, mine is to welcome you to this summit. But in addition, let me urge you to speak up. We must go out of here with clear vision and direction of where we are going and how and when to get here and when to get there. We must not wait this rare opportunity. Again, I say, Ndibo, the day is today and the time is now. I thank you all.